Hello and welcome to GC360, where news comes full circle. I'm Jessica Vickers.
And I'm Cole Rogers. On today's episode of GC360, Georgia College's Student Government Association President-elect Laura Ahrens has big plans for next semester.
The renovated art building, Ennis Hall, offers many opportunities for students.
And we take a look at the Bald Short Film Festival that took place on Georgia College's campus last Friday. All that and more on this edition of GC360. Governor Nathan Deal is facing a politically risky decision on the so-called campus carry bill. The governor has until the end of the day to sign or veto the legislation, which would allow people over 21 with concealed carry permits to carry handguns on campuses in the University of Georgia system. That, of course, includes Georgia College. We'll stay on this story and tell you what the governor does on our social media platforms.
Students returning in the fall will be coming back to a whole new SGA executive board running the show. GC360's Megan Murphy met with the new SGA president to find out what's in store for Georgia College students when they return in August.
Georgia College's Student Government Association President-elect Laura Ahrens is spending her summer in Milledgeville and is ready to combat campus parking. Parking was this year's biggest election issue, and Ahrens hopes to meet with officials to discuss the remedial options available for all students.
In the future, going to a system where our shuttles not only go to like the Max stop, Irwin Street, West Campus, and others around the main block of campus, but extend to even picking up students from the various off-campus housing sites.
Ahrens also hopes to start her campaign of increasing school spirit over the summer. Already in the works, summer renovations to Centennial Center will take place to better accommodate students' needs.
One of my points was to make sure that as spaces are renovated the next year and 2 years on campus, that we make sure that students are enjoying and using these spaces and that they're used and renovated for the benefit of the students.
Next semester, Ahrens anticipates adding more action items to her plans as needed.
I know that I'm going to be working with Chief of Staff Morgan to make sure that everything's ready to go for any initiatives that we have for next year for those cabinet members.
Ahrens has already begun to meet with President Dr. Steve Dorman and administrators regularly to ensure a smooth transition after her swearing in on May 16th. Reporting with GC360, I'm Megan Murphy.
In 2014, the final renovations were made on Ennis Hall, now home to the art department. How's the new art building help benefit art students? GC360's Madeline Turner found out.
Most students are aware of the new art building, Ennis, on main campus. However, unless you're an art student, you probably don't have a real grasp of all the new opportunities it has to offer.
I can tell you that we have very fresh painted building and more classroom available, and it is new facility, so we can do more in this larger building. We're expanding the possibilities by providing more freedom in using more wide range of spectrum. For example, they can use any of wood or any plaster or even stone, clay.
The Georgia College Art Department had a huge hand in designing the new space and making sure it provided the best experience for their students.
All of the faculty members at the art department, we really tried hard to design it in a specific area.
The photography students have especially benefited from the new facility.
When I designed the new facilities, I designed a group darkroom, so we have 12 enlargers. It's a traditional wet lab, which means we do black and white film development and imprint processing. So we have a whole area for that dedicated to black and white. And along with that, we have an area for film development, film loading, and then I have another darkroom that I designed for alternative process burning, which is 19th century processes and also dyes.
GC photography major Logan Thomas is one of the students who is very excited about all the new opportunities.
The new darkrooms are really nice. The enlargers are really, really good, and they're nice quality. The amount of darkrooms we have and the amount of space we have to show and whatnot, you can develop in 3 of the darkrooms. It's just a lot of space and a lot of good quality architecture, and it makes it nice to work in here.
In addition to being able to use the new equipment, the excitement of Ennis's opening helps to keep students inspired.
I think because it's a bigger space and it's a nice aesthetic and nice quality building that puts me in a more motivated mood to want to do my work and want to come in here and make work, as opposed to being in an older building that's not as nice and not as new.
One of the biggest draws to the new space, not only for art students but all of Georgia College, is the new gallery space.
The quality of the gallery downstairs, it is really wonderful. And the professor in the museum study area, Carlos, he really put a lot of effort to design it in new way. So it is much better in quality of the wall, quality of the floor, and the space. Our capstone students are now exhibiting their final works, and it is really excellent opportunity for them to represent their arts.
The gallery space is great, and the fact that we had 18 artists exhibiting this semester and they were able to all fit their stuff in is even more cool, I think. And it gives those artists that chance to expand their mediums and expand their work, which I think that's really good.
It is exciting to see the art building expansion providing great lengths of opportunities for all students. I can't wait to see what the future exhibitions have to offer. For GC360, I'm Madeline Turner.
After the break, John and Veronica are back.
And they give us local residents' thoughts on the festivals in Milledgeville. We find out what these festivals mean to the community and how they affect local businesses. Stay with us.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
And to follow the swimming rules.
You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet. Shuttle box under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Change is constant. Technologies, careers, society. Georgia College is not about landing your first job. It's about preparing for success in a changing world. From the moment you step on campus, you have an immediate sense of belonging. At Georgia College, learning takes place all around us. Our students are critical thinkers, ready to graduate to a complex world. Georgia College, your public liberal arts university.
Welcome back for another week in entertainment. I'm Jeff Fitzgerald.
And I'm Veronica Kulisny. I cannot believe this is our last 360 show of this semester.
I know, it went by so fast. Oh my gosh, especially the school year. School year went by a lot fast
It did.
So what are your plans for the summer, Veronica?
Well, I gave myself a week off after I get home, but
Okay.
I do have an internship this summer, and it's going to be a lot. 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, so I'm going to be exhausted, but I'll be making some money, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
And getting experience, which is always great. So
Good.
I'm very
Congratulations
excited.
on your internship.
Thank you. It'll be fun. But, well, before we get to summer break, we have to get through finals as well.
That is true. Do not remind me. Speaking of, did you hear about the students at Bell Hall on Monday with the piñata? and
No,
stuff?
what did they do?
Okay, so basically, you know what? We'll just check it out. See what they were doing Monday afternoon.
I didn't even know what they were doing.
I couldn't see the teleprompter.
I got like 5 minutes. I just did a hate. Okay, I'm gonna turn you. Fly.
Got it, girl.
Fly like a diamond.
Girl power.
Real baseball bats. Look at Steven. Last year, yeah, it's called it in beat.
We were talking about festivals earlier, and I might go over to some this summer. Speaking of festivals.
Sounds of the South and Earthfest were the latest festivals to hit Millie, but Milledgeville is also home to some other beloved festivals like Deep Roots.
While these festivals are fun, what impact do they have on our community? GC360 Georgia Abadallah has more.
Music festivals, film festivals, and art festivals. Milledgeville has them all. Last year, over 15,000 individuals from different cities and states attended the Deep Roots Festival.
Deep Roots Weekend is a lot of fun. It's nice when a lot of friends come into town you haven't seen in a while.
My favorite part of Deep Roots is how the community comes together as one group and enjoys the entire weekend as a whole.
I like having live music in the community like that. You know, I'm a big music fan myself, and to see some of the bands that have come through Milledgeville as part of the Deep Roots lineup has been pretty cool over the years.
Just the fact that the student body is so enthusiastic about it, it's really cool.
What do festivals mean for businesses in Milledgeville?
The bars and restaurants especially do great on Deep Roots, so that's good because that's just stimulating the local economy. We sell a lot of small items like t-shirts and little accessories like that, hats and such.
As a employee of a downtown restaurant, it can be a bit stressful, just with the crowds non-stop all day. But overall, it's a good weekend.
Not only are these festivals a great way to experience the community of Milledgeville, they also help bring business to shops downtown. For GC360, I'm Georgia Abdallah.
Over the past few years, Milledgeville has established itself as a great spot for films and filmmakers.
That's right, Jai, and nothing has proven that more than the many film festivals that have popped up throughout the city. Just last weekend, Georgia College hosted the Bald Short Film Festival, and GC360's Ria Adeleke got the scoop.
The 12th Annual Bald Film Festival took place this past Friday in the A&S Auditorium. At this festival, university and college-associated films are shown publicly. Filmmakers from Georgia College and beyond are invited to submit short films of up to 10 minutes in length.
For me, I would say I'm really interested to see what everyone else has submitted to this because I already know like what we do, and I know we're a film production company on campus, but I'm interested to see where other films from the Baldwin area are coming from and exactly what they're doing, so I'm really excited to see that.
I'm just excited to see the other films because obviously I've seen mine, I've seen Gino's because we work together at Berry College and we make films together all the time, but I'm excited to see everyone else's. I know there's going to be a lot of good films here tonight.
The Bobcat chapter of Alpha Lambda Delta, an honor society, puts on the festival every year.
Usually in the fall we start doing the planning. We meet with the officers of Alpha Lambda Delta, get a group together to volunteer and work on the festival. We lay out the plan in the fall. The first thing is then the call for entries. First thing is the poster, then the call for entries, then the judging, and then the festival.
A new feature this year was the festival's community partnership with Allied Arts. This pairing allowed for bigger and better prizes and connects this small festival with a much larger art community.
Every year we've invited and welcomed community filmmakers. This year, for the first time, we partnered with Allied Arts to present a Best Community Production Award. And so we're really excited that Allied Arts is working with us. We hope to have a great future with them doing other things with the festival.
Allied Arts, being a part of the Bald Films Short Festival, is a wonderful opportunity for the community to get involved with a wonderful event, and we are very excited to be a part of this festival.
The Bald Film Festival helps aspiring filmmakers start their journey into the world of professional movie making. For GC360, I'm Ria Delicay.
What's up, everyone? Summer is quickly approaching. I'm sure you're all anticipating it, so I thought this would be a grand time to tell you my opinion on summer series or miniseries. Probably the most popular miniseries at the moment is American Horror Story, which it's not really, but it qualifies. Even though it has multiple seasons, it provides a completely different story every season. Similarly, True Detective. But every once in a while, a 5 to 10 episode series will play during the summer, and then it's completely over. And I personally think that miniseries are greatly underappreciated. Sometimes television series just go on for far too long. They work like a bell-shaped curve. They hit this point of greatness, but writers never want to stop there. They think, we've got such a good thing going, and it always goes downhill. In a summer miniseries, you plan for a certain amount of episodes and do the whole story. At that point, it's like a book or a movie, and the story is more complete and well written because of it. I wish there were more miniseries out there because the ones I've seen are so good, and I hope more directors start realizing that they can make a quality show without stretching it out for all it's worth, and that a show of such quality could be highly regarded. As I mentioned earlier, a popular series right now is American Horror Story. The quality, I'd say, of the show has been gradually declining since season 2 or 3. I think season 2 is the best. In case you haven't seen it, it's about a journalist trying to uncover horrible experiments conducted on patients of a mental asylum, but she gets trapped inside by the evil nuns and framed to look like a patient herself. Being only 13 episodes long, this season was concise, it was well written, there were essentially no plot holes, and altogether it was a good story. Another miniseries is Daniel Radcliffe's and John Hamm's from Mad Men, now on Netflix, A Young Doctor's Notebook. This is about a doctor under investigation for prescribing himself morphine to feed his addiction, and he reads his old journal from his days at his first hospital, and you see scenes through the eyes of the young him, Daniel Radcliffe, and learn about his early days of being a doctor and his drug abuse. It's really interesting. It's a British humor, it's a black comedy, but it's only 4 episodes and it's on Netflix. So if you're a fan of either of the actors, I highly suggest it. But a perfect example of a great summer miniseries, and basically the entire inspiration for my segment today, is Wayward Pines. It premiered last summer and to date is probably one of my favorite television series. Being only 10 episodes, Wayward Pines is actually based on a book trilogy and is such a good, intense, creepy story. A man wakes up after getting in a car crash. He's in a town somewhere in Idaho. He doesn't know. He can't make calls outside of the town, and no one will answer his questions without sounding really cryptic. Now, I loved this series. That's about as much as I can tell you without giving anything away, because you really have to go into the show with no preparation. If you like intense, mysterious thrillers, it's for you. But it was renewed for a second season to premiere on May 25th. And it doesn't make any sense, because the first season covered all 3 books. It had a perfect beginning, middle, and end. And even the producer and the director, M. Night Shyamalan, agreed with that. But they claim this upcoming season will be great. I loved the first season, so I'm going to watch the second anyway, but I at least encourage you to watch the first or read the books for extra details, because it's a really good, compact, intense story. And I consider you looking more into miniseries, because you might find some really good screenwriting. But next, we take a look at the Georgia Military College spring football game. The GMC football team is preparing for the fall season, so stick around, and we'll be right back.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
It's time for GC360 Sports. I'm Angela Morian.
And I'm Sam Jones.
Spring football practices have wrapped up for schools across the country, including right here in Milledgeville.
I went over to Georgia Military College to see how the team's shaping up for the fall.
The Georgia Military Junior College football team capped 2 weeks of spring practice with their annual spring game on Saturday. With several former GMC and NFL alumni looking on, including Super Bowl winner Daniel Wilcox and current New York Giant Jasper Brinkley, the Alpha team took on the Bravo team in an inter-squad scrimmage. After an 8-4 season in 2015, the Bulldogs brought in 4 new coaches this spring. Those coaches got their first look at the 2016 squad and liked what they saw. Head coach Burt Williams said after the game that the Bulldogs had used the spring to set themselves up for a quality season in 2016, pointing to the quality play of his quarterbacks and a defense that is growing more comfortable in the Bulldogs scheme. Quarterbacks Darrell Quainton, a newcomer from Dublin, Georgia, and Cameron Rosendahl, who started 6 games for the Bulldogs last season, both had solid performances in the spring game. Rosendahl threw for a touchdown and ran for another, and Quainton looked comfortable in a new offense. Coach Williams and the rest of the Bulldogs staff have to like what they saw from the tailback position as well, as a deep stable of running backs, including returners Kawan Bryant and Lachaeus Leapart, performed well on the day. The Bulldogs begin their 2016 season in August.
Let's send it back to the desk.
What's up next, Justin Cole?
Thanks, Sam.
Coming up, we give you a look into what Georgia College's enterprise journalism students have been working on all semester. One being about Georgia College's own Rio McMillan. Stay tuned to find out more.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
What's good? Homemade noodles. Oh. Marty, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Oh, reminds me, I've been thinking maybe we should try a new form of birth control. I heard about this one. It's called the IUD, intrauterine device. Or we could try the patch on your arm. Actually, I think that one goes on your butt.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think, though? Arm or the butt?
Technologies, careers, society. It is impossible to predict the future. The jobs of tomorrow may not even exist today. At Georgia College, you will learn to be a critical thinker, to develop new ideas and out-of-the-box solutions, because those are the kind of lifelong skills you'll need in a rapidly changing world. The way we see it, it's not really about what you know. It's about how you think. Georgia College, your public liberal arts university.
Since it's the last show of the semester, we want to showcase the journalism done by a few Georgia College enterprise journalism students, a number of whom also work for GC360. Throughout the semester, these students focused on the many reasons why Milledgeville matters.
Rio McMillan tells his story on how he got involved in basketball and his thoughts on being an African American attending a predominantly white institution. Enterprise journalism student Deanna Hamilton, who's also one of our producers, has the story.
So trying to stay out of trouble got me into basketball. That really had a helping hand in it. A lot of friends got caught up in it. I got a lot of friends in different places right now, places that I'm sure that they wish they weren't. And I got other friends that they can't wish. So my name is DeMario Rio McMillan. My major is criminal justice. I play power forward for Georgia College. I feel as though I have a full plate. I feel as though at the time, I just had a lot to handle, and the only thing you can do is wake up every morning and say, let's get the job done, because you got somebody looking back at you now. This is Alondria. This is the mother of Ava, and this crazy person I call a girlfriend. Being black, I feel as though it's a struggle at times. I feel as though sometimes we're not wanted, but at the same time, I feel as though we're here because we're blessed. So one way or another, we're gonna find a way to succeed. You know, everybody else has some kind of sport or hobby that they were good at, and I didn't think I was good at any hobbies. So, you know, a lot of my friends were trying different sports out, and I was too fat to play football, I thought. So I tried basketball, and I got cut, you know, the first time I tried out for a team without just being put on one. Then that kind of put a little fire under me, and that's what made me want to keep going forward more and more. Personally, I still haven't realized I'm good. I feel as though I still have a long way to go, a lot of work to do, especially with on the court. You know, mentally I'm okay at that. You know, I could always get better, but I don't feel as though I'm there yet, so I can't say I'm good. Coming from different schools before here, I feel as though it's a transition to me. You know, this is a very predominantly white school, so it's kind of hard for, you know, a big black guy to come on the campus and be accepted by all with no hesitation.
Rio is generous and giving. I mean, for example, he let us stay here for 2 weeks, so it's pretty great.
When I eat in the cafeteria a lot, I'll eat, you know, I don't go there often, but when I do go, it's kind of like a solar eclipse, so people kind of stare awkwardly. And I mean, it's okay to stare because I'm big, but it's not big people stares, it's more like, why are you here kind of stares. Coach Gaines means the world. He's a helping hand. You know, he's a good Samaritan all around. He's somebody that had a big hand in helping me stay down here and become a better man and a father.
He was always the one guy that we could count on to play extremely hard and to compete. So he brought a lot to the table.
I see myself attempting to become a coach. I feel as though everybody has a story to tell, and somebody wants somebody to listen. And I'll be that one to listen through coaching, because I'll understand where they've come from, what they've been through, you know, the ins and outs, the rights and wrongs, the goods and bads about this game we call basketball. Never let anyone tell you you can't do something or no, because there's always a way around it. All you have to do is work hard enough for it.
Have you ever wondered where Milledgeville's structurally deficient bridges are located? Enterprise journalism student James Beeman found out.
Georgia has 14,790 bridges. They vary in size and shape, but they all serve the same purpose. Of Georgia's 14,790 bridges, 72 of them can be found in Baldwin County. This one is located on Barrows Ferry Road over Tobler Creek, and this one is on Blandy Road over Fishing Creek. Besides being located in Milledgeville, what these bridges have in common is that they are both classified as structurally deficient by the Department of Transportation. The bridge on Barrows Ferry Road has several things wrong with it. Its substructure, or the things coming out of the ground holding it up, is in critical condition, according to the National Inventory of Bridges. In addition, its guardrails and transitions do not meet currently accepted standards. Overall, its structural evaluation states it is basically intolerable and requires a high priority of replacement. Located between two elementary schools and near a middle school, the bridge on Blandy Road over Fishing Creek is evaluated as meeting the tolerable limits to be left in place as is. More specifically, its deck is in good condition, but its substructure is in poor condition. Like the bridge on Barrows Ferry Road, its transitions and guardrails do not meet current standards. However, being structurally deficient doesn't necessarily mean unsafe, according to Dr. Allison Black, the Senior Vice President and Chief Economist for the American Road and Transportation Builders Association. That definition doesn't mean they are unsafe, but a bridge that is structurally deficient is in need of repair. What a state DOT or local government will do if they have concerns about a bridge's condition is often restrict the weight or the traffic on a bridge. Kyle Collins of the Georgia DOT corroborated by saying, "Structural deficiency does not indicate that a bridge is unsafe, but instead indicates the extent to which a bridge has depreciated from its original condition when first built. Once bridge components become structurally deficient, the bridge may experience reduced performance in the form of lane closures or road limits." Out of all 50 states, Georgia ranks 44th when it comes to its percentage of structurally deficient bridges. And that's a good thing. As Dr. Black put it, you want to be low on that list. Only about 5% of Georgia's bridges are structurally deficient, compared to 8.4% in Alabama and 10.7% in South Carolina.
To wrap up the Enterprise Journalism reporting, amid all of the recent debates about guns, Enterprise Journalism student and GC360 veteran Michael Warwick takes us to a place where guns are a way of life.
Pull. Oh, I love this. It's well run. It's laid back. This is a treat to come here.
A shooter's paradise located deep in the piney woods of Middle Georgia. Old Hudson Plantation has been around since 1779, just after the Revolutionary War. It's seen the Civil War and the Great Depression. Owner Neil Bush and his wife Nancy is the 5th generation of Bushes to reside on the shooting plantation.
I inherited part of this from my mother when she died in the 70s. I inherited 100 acres and we bought it back to the 1600s.
You heard that right, 1,600 acres. What was there for me to do? After playing with the dogs, I grabbed a golf cart and headed to the woods, where a skeet shooting course waited for me. Lucky for me, I ran into a group of 3 guys who had just begun. Well, that was fun, but it's not the only thing to do here at Old Hudson.
We offer quail hunting, pheasant shoots, targets, skeet, trap, 5-stand, sporting clays. We do have a pistol range.
I probably enjoy the pistol range a little more than shotguns. It's the fun of improving my skill. I have a license to carry. I don't hardly ever use it, but I just want to be prepared just in case so that I can, shoot certain pistols well.
These guys love their guns, so I had to ask, how do they feel about the anti-gun rhetoric coming from the White House and members of the media?
And I don't really think they know that there is a sport. I do get enjoyment out of it. It's good camaraderie, good people. The people that do this are really first-class people. It's not the gun, it's the guy holding the gun that causes all this political problems.
They're really fighting a losing battle in my mind, and a lot of people spend a lot of time worrying, but in the U.S. it's just part of our culture, and it's not something they're going to be able to change. And when they make a whole lot of people worry, all they do is put money in the pockets of the NRA, who I appreciate, but then also gun manufacturers. But if they think that, especially in the South, that they're going to be able to turn and eliminate people's gun rights, it's not going to happen.
I asked this patron which sport skeet shooting is most like.
Golf.
Why is that?
With a mighty mean driving iron. Yeah.
Golf with a mighty mean driving iron? For a first-timer like myself, I wondered if I was safe.
Well, we have a set of rules, and everybody has to go by the rules or we go ask them to leave. We don't load a gun and walk around with it. We go into a shooting booth or a shooting station. We load the gun. We shoot usually 2 targets, 2 shells, and they don't come out of the shooting booth until the gun is empty. This is one of the safest sports there is because everybody is safety conscious and everybody is watching everybody else. That's just part of it.
Aside from providing facilities for rec shooters, the Bush family and their 5 employees host shooting tournaments and breed quail that they sell and use to foster their guided quail hunts. There's a lot going on and a lot to see. But the main attraction will always be the shooting ranges and the hospitality offered by the Bushes, who have called the Old Hudson Plantation home since 1779.
I grew up here. It means everything to me. So.
I'm Michael Warwick.
That's it for news here at GC360. Thank you to all of our viewers this semester and congratulations to all of the graduating seniors. When we're not on air, keep up to date on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. For the last time, I'm Cole Rogers.
And I'm Jessica Vickers. We'll see you again next semester on GC360 where news comes full circle.